Hi, everybody. We're out in the garden today, out in the yard. It's not a garden yet, but we're out in the yard. And it's late May when I'm recording this. I'm going to be really transparent and honest with you. I live in a city neighborhood. There's industrial across the street and residential behind me. We're not too far from the railroad tracks. I can hear Amtrak go by all the time. It's kind of a comforting thing. And a few blocks from the public market, but I also am within walking distance of Eastman Theater and the Broadway Theater League and Memorial Arts Gallery. So, it's a great place for me. And I don't know if you can see, I think you can, around me, behind me, the fence. When I bought the property, it was all fenced in behind me, and it's a corner lot, so I have a nice sized yard, which, having grown up in the foothills of the Catskills, out in the country, this is the closest I'm going to get, I think, in city living, to having a little piece of what I call my urban sanctuary here. Now, I've been here, 6-7 years maybe, I can't remember. It's a double that I own, and I rent the upstairs. And last summer, my tenant, after several years, a lovely man, moved south. And so I had to go in, and my family and I went in, and it's 1,000 square feet in the apartment. Painted every room. I laid some new floor. For the first time, I installed myself some kitchen cabinets. Things that I like to do to relax. And it meant that all of my time, energy, and money was spent upstairs in the rental unit last year. So I didn't do anything out here in the garden at all. I think I bought a couple of hanging baskets, and that was about it, and mowed the lawn, which kind of broke my heart because I love this part out here. And throughout the summer, I'll show you different corners of my world. But today I wanted to share with you, and I'm being very brave to share this, because it is such a mess, but I'm hoping that by sharing it, it will hold my feet to the fire, and I'm really going to do with it as I plan. I have over here a raised bed. Can you see it? And it is filled. Right now, I've cleared out a lot of this stuff, but still in here is, a lot of fencing and just crap that needs to be cleared out. The bed itself is 4 feet by 4 feet by 8 feet long. 4 feet high, 4 feet deep. And it's designed so that you can, on the bottom, put straw bales or hay bales, I use straw, down on the bottom, and then put dirt on top of it so that as over the years, everything composts down, and you end up with very rich soil in there. As I say, I haven't done anything with it for a few years, so it's kind of stagnant. And it needs to be cleaned out the rest of the way, but I've decided to do something different with it this year. This is where I usually plant my vegetables. And I like the raised bed for many reasons. It's easier for me to reach in. It's also a little bit harder for the woodchucks to get to, although they still can. And the weeds don't jump up there usually, so it's a lot easier to weed it. I use square foot gardening techniques in this, so I maximize the space. But what I'm going to be doing this year is just making sort of a platform in there out of cardboard pieces, again, because I want it to be able to compost down. And then the dirt. But I'm putting in, I'm trying a new kind of container, which some of you may have used before, and they're cloth containers to plant in. So the dirt goes right in the cloth, and it's self-contained, so the roots can't spread too much. It keeps everything together. And we'll see what grows. Now, the reason that I'm sharing all this with you is not because it's your daily Farmer's Almanac, but I see a lot of parallels between this and our spirituality. Some of you may have gardened in raised beds before, or not, so maybe it's trying something new. I think that in our spirituality, we get locked into how we've done things before. We get used to just piling the dirt on and planting things where they've always been before, spiritually. And I think we need to try some new things. And sometimes maybe we need to raise the bed. Sometimes we need to add more manure. We need to fertilize our spiritual life. Sometimes we need to just clear out all the debris. Sometimes maybe we need to plant different things, figure out what we're going to plant, and that means growing the seeds. I buy seedlings usually because I don't have the patience to grow them in the winter. So maybe you pick up seedlings that other people have planted and you say, yeah, that would look great inside me too. And so for me, working on the lawn is a very spiritual thing, but this raised bed presents me with so many ideas about how to do things differently in my own spiritual life. Do I want to keep using the same containers? Do I want to keep putting in the same kinds of plants? Do I want to keep growing the same kinds of things? Do I want to experiment and try growing something completely different? What happens if I grow it and I don't like it? Well, I could throw it out, right, if it's a vegetable or something, or I could give it away. So maybe what isn't right for me is right for somebody else, and I could share that. It's kind of blowing my mind how infinite the possibilities are in terms of my spirituality and that raised garden bed. And so I'm hoping it is for you too. Think about it during the day. I promise to report back at some point on the successes and failures of what's going on here, because there will be other parts of the garden that are going to be devoted to other things. But for now, that's it. I hope you'll take this with you and kind of think about it throughout your day. What do you want to plant in your spiritual garden, and how are you going to do things differently than you've done them before? All right, that's it for now. I'm Pastor Deb Swift of South Presbyterian Church in Rochester, New York. You've been listening to A Prayerful Pause with the Pastor. We hope you'll come back again and hear some more. You can find us on YouTube on our channel at South Church Rochester, or check out the website on the end slide of this video. See you next time. God bless. Be careful. Be safe. Bye for now.